Well, hello, gamers. I'm Gaming Greg, and this is Gaming with the Guys, Bungles After Dark. It's been a while since we've had a Bungles After Dark. I believe the last one was just after Adepticon 2024, and we kind of did our wrap-up of everything that we did, but that was several weeks ago. So what have we been doing in the meantime? Well, we've been doing a lot of things. We'll catch up with Grandmaster Cody and with Gaming Jason. We'll talk about our hobbies, but more importantly, what we're going to be talking about today is Grandmaster models. Our channel and our local metas has been blessed with having not just one but two Grandmasters, North American Grandmasters, and at Adepticon 2024, their Grandmaster models became available. So who better to talk about their models than the actual people who, made them or helped make them? So first joining me is my partner in crime, as always, the fabulous, the wonderful, the extremely sexy Gaming Jason.
Hello, everybody. And if you want to talk about qualifying people to say what my master's model is good for, I'm pretty sure the guys over at Bushido Cast would do a better job than what I could cover.
They're being very
They're
nice
just being
and letting
nice
us
and not
talk
letting
about it.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Otherwise, they probably could do a much better analysis of what I was thinking.
Sure. Craig and the gang would do a very good breakdown of it. But we want to get the inside story, the inside scoop on your inspiration of it. And speaking of inspirational people, when it comes to Bushido or gaming in general, who better than to have on than the fabulous Grandmaster Cody?
He's an inspiration. Why look at him more?
Well, hello there.
We got to get you a pipe. That'll work better with a pipe and possibly a monocle.
Oh, hold on a second. It's right over there.
It's right over there with your cup of brandy.
Hello. The humidor of cigars,
Caught me in my study while I was studying tactics and military.
I'll have to remember that for next podcast.
That'll be good. That'll be good.
Get your Hugh Hefner type bathrobe.
Oh no, that's a smoking jacket. That's a different type of thing. That's not a bathrobe. That's a smoking jacket.
Yeah, I'll just wear the pirate captain jacket. It's close enough.
Bingo. Hopefully, it'll be not terribly warm.
Oh, it will. It's awful.
All right, gentlemen. Well, I'm glad you're both able to join me. I'm going to pop my beverage. Since, of course, we don't have a beverage sponsor, tonight I am drinking not Mountain Dew. They have yet to come through with a sponsorship for us. So tonight is something new. It's Adult Sunny D.
Oh, you actually
adult
bought
beverages?
that?
I got adult beverage, yeah.
Oh, do I need to go grab one? I might need to go grab one.
If you want to go grab one.
Otherwise, I'm drinking Walmart sparkling water.
You could spice that up, but go grab some adult. I'll explain my adult vodka seltzer, tangy orange.
I've seen that. Honestly, over at the local grocery store, they had
the free samples.
Well, no, they had that too, but they had how to eat those on sale. I was like, maybe I'll buy that. But I was like, don't really need to.
It's I don't like seltzer in the first place, but this is actually pretty good. It's the orange overpowers the seltzer, which is the thing that I don't like.
The vodka?
No, the vodka I can't even taste the vodka.
Yeah, okay.
My motto when it comes to drinking any kind of liquor is if it's good for a sorority girl, it's good for me.
That's because they're the smart ones.
They are the smart ones.
There you go. I got a Three Floyds Turbo Reaper.
Ooh, very nice.
It's just a IPA.
Jason just gonna slam a shot of tequila.
I may as well just go finish the bottle of tequila that's up on the fridge. Unfortunately, I got to wake up early tomorrow morning, so I don't want to have to deal with that.
So when we're taping
my commute to my basement.
Oh snap!
I wish I had that. My CEO is just like work. Go to the office. I have to go to Chicago.
No, so we're taping this on a Sunday night, so you're probably not going to be getting this till Friday. So hey, kudos to us.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And it's past 5 o'clock, guys, so we're good.
It's probably 5 o'clock down under for Brother Bear and Jason the Bruce.
That's
They're
true.
watching. All right, so.
And as a true Midwesterner, you can't day drink if you don't start in the morning.
Yeah, that is true. You gotta start somewhere.
That's also true.
I don't have Bloody Marys, nor do I like them. All right, so with all of that out of the way, gentlemen? I'll start with you, Jason, because I'm sure your list is fairly small. Not to be mean. But what are we up to, hobby and game wise? I know you've been playing. I can't. You were at Wednesday game.
I was at
week.
Wednesday last week, so I've just been kind of in and out of Bushido stuff. I actually have my 1,000 names troops like primed, so they're filed, and I actually primed them.
We are 6 to 12 months away from them being painted.
I actually might start painting at some point, actually. So I got them primed, so that's pretty good for me.
That
at
is
this
a
point.
thing.
And otherwise, I'd probably have a little bit more done, but
yeah, because priming weather has gone to crap as of today.
Yeah, it's been crappy for the last like several weeks. I got lucky right before like the rain hit, or before we got that really weird weather like last week.
Yeah, so you got that prime. That's good. Have you started on your Grandmaster model?
That is currently out of country. That's with Jason Gilbert from Splinter Brush. So I need to email him because I know that there were some things I need to send him. But that's currently up in Canada with Splinter Brush Studio.
Yep. Okay, that works. And then gaming wise, what were you playing gaming wise at the old friendly local game store?
Me, I was just been playing Bushido.
Just playing some Bushido. Yeah, you've run into the meat grinder that I have. So by the time this episode comes up, people will be able to see episode 61 of Bushido Fight Night, which is the lovely Dr. Dice annihilating me again. I think the list that he has, that Ryu list that he's playing, is now. Let me think. 1, 2. Hold on. Okay, he beat my Minimoto. He beat my Shiho Wolves. He beat my. There's another one in there that I can't remember. My Imperials. My Imperials. No, I haven't played Ito against it yet. That's the one that's actually going to win. So Minimoto. Oh my god, my brain. Minimoto, Imperials, Tanakas, and then Jason, you played him Silver Moon.
Yeah, and I was actually doing well, and then the crit strike came and took Manu out. It took out full strength Manu. I was like,
I lost one model to crit strike. My Minimoto, I had 7 figures. I lost 5 to crit strike.
Are his dice microwaved?
No, because then the games he played, he only had 1 crit strike against me in all the other games. But that one, it was just like Minimoto. I'm like, oh yeah, I got Minimoto armor. This will be good. It's like crit strike. What the?
No, because then like midway through the game, like his dice will cool off, and that's where you capitalize, and hopefully you take it to him. Because then afterwards, then it's just like, crap, they'll pick back up again.
Yeah. Of my matches, I was hoping the Tanakas were going to do good because that would offset his. I didn't play with Kazu. I just did the straight Open Rebellion theme, so I could get Suki in there. I was hoping that their endurance would offset him jumping me while I was exhausted so much. But instead, my dice said, "Hey, you suck," and I didn't do what I had a plan going in, and then I immediately diverted from it and paid for it. So.
Again, it's the Hagane bomb with Kazumoto, so I mean,
it's not a full Hagane bomb because it's in a crit strike list, so it's
as close as you can get to it. I mean, it's a variant of it, and I mean, again, Kazumoto and then Hagane just going down the field, and I mean, a crit strike list then with Samurai having 3 activation.
Yeah, you got 3
You're
Samurai
going to get
that
decimated
get 3
turn 1
activations.
pretty much, except with the 1,000 Eyes now coming out. That's been interesting, and why I'm looking forward to getting that done, because then that bullshit's not going to happen anymore.
Yeah, I'll say of that crit strike list that he's running, everything's really nasty in there. He'll switch back and forth between Akira and Hero, but he's got Genji, he's got Hagane, he's got Kazumoto. It's Kumiko.
Yeah, Kumiko sucks.
I don't know what people were huffing when they thought 16 points.
No, people were saying that she was way undervalued.
You know what model that is?
It's the new one. It's the new Ryu Samurai model that she has. She gets a free piece of equipment.
No, she gets
a
-1. She reduces the rice cost of a piece of equipment by 1. That goes on.
She has range defense base 3, and then
that one. Yeah.
She gets unblockable 3, and then she gets kata for 1 key, or she can spend a key feed when she's active to get kata. Which is okay.
A lot, and then unblockable, and then
I read that. I forgot that's what her name was.
Yeah,
she's
The only thing that I could say is she is the most vulnerable because she doesn't have armor.
Okay, good luck hitting her.
However, again, she's still got a 4 dice pool at 16 and all those other tools. It's
It's rough.
in the 4 games that I've played, I've killed a grand total of 2 models. I killed Kumiko once, and I've killed Hagane once in a different match, and that's it. Even when I was playing with Minimoto, the part of the problem, again, I know some of them. I know what some of them was. The Tanakas, it was me positioning myself, and I was going to do one thing very certain, and then I deviated from it. So screw that. The other ones, a lot of it had to do with dice. Every time that I thought I would get I had him down to 1 or 2 dice pools, he rolled 7. And then I roll like average or 8. And so I'm success level 1, success level 0. It's like, well, when do I catch the break?
Yep.
But of the matches, and everybody will be able to see it, so I'm glad it was the one that's on video. The Inari did the best. They still got decimated, but I was still able to pull out what I would call I pulled out a loss, but it was not as terrible, and I got to see a lot more of the tricks. I need to get for the Inari the one fox that wasn't in the box set, the one that
bodyguard fox or whatever.
No, Hufuku. He's the one. He was the fox that was out. He was not included in the set, but he came in the he was released as a separate one outside the blister. He synergizes very well with Kuto. So Kuto is the one that can throw out. You either get a death sentence or a control token. And Eric is hyper paranoid of being controlled, so I don't want death sentence out. Or you do. The other fun one is you do focus or a control token. So
that hit me a lot at Adepticon.
That was a good one. The big trick was when I played different models. So and then the reason why Hofuku synergizes well is he gets vengeance death sentence. So that's great. And so you're getting a die from having the model having death sentence on it, and then you get more of a bonus because you have vengeance death sentence. So yay, double bonus! I'll be all for that. And then he gets a thing that if the model is actually controlled, he buffs the controlled model until they lose the control token. So they get like +1 on their die or range, melee or range pool, and extra melee damage if they're controlled. So that's pretty sweet. But I don't have him. So again, though, it worked out. So that was part of my gaming thing. I did do other gaming stuff, and I have done a lot of painting stuff. So I painted Jason's, which will apparently now be mine. General Wu Show. I got him all painted up. I painted a whole bunch of a new game that I've been playing a lot of. That was what I played at the last game night, Wednesday, at the store, is Blackout by Enemy Spotted Studios. And I painted up all of the starter box set for the UN. And I've picked up some handlers and things like that. So I painted all of that. So that was 8 figures painted. The Imperial, he's painted. Did I paint anything else Bushido-wise? No, I got Tension and the Imperial Envoy and Mako primed. So they're ready to go. And then I've been playing I played Blood and Plunder by Firelock Studios at Games Plus last Sunday. They were able to bring out some things because I'm slowly building that and realizing just how tedious some of those models are. The plastic models are to put together. Going together, great. Yeah. Well, we'll just say I'm huffing a lot of Mr. Cement thin. It's like Tamiya thin paint, thin paint. But wow, that's got a little bit of a kick to it. Kudos to me.
Yeah.
So I've had I've been very productive hobby wise. So that's good, and hopefully I'm going to get back on the painting train here again. I kind of fell off a little bit doing editing video and crap like that. Because we've actually had a spurt of putting out battle reports, which has been great. Also, one other thing, I did order the con I think it's con exclusive Zhonghui, the other Imperial. I don't know if she's Ashigaru or Samurai, but she was one of the two with General Wushu that came out. So I was able to order it, not off the GCT website, but from Fireforge Games. FireforgeMinis.com. Michael over there, just to remind everybody, Michael still has the special going on that if you put in the promo code Gaming with the Guys 10 or GwtG10, you will get 10% off your order. So check him out. He's got a lot of stuff there, but more importantly, he does have several of the con exclusives still left. And while he doesn't have Master Charlyn, he does have Kenichi Gemu. So if you're looking to get those models, check them out.
Damn, which means Cody's model sold better than mine.
Or mine
was super easy to make, and they just made a fuck ton of them like army soldiers. Because Cody's models has got to cover like a good amount of stuff. Mine's just like a dude just waving like, "Yo, what's up?"
What's up?
You could print those bad boys off like they're plastic army men.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah.
So Cody, what's been your hobby slate lately?
Well, I've been trying to organize the paint area. I got the Lucent light from Game Envy, not a sponsor. Nice. Be nice though.
Yeah. There will be lots of sponsors.
It is a game changer. It is the best light I've ever used. Yeah, it's got like 6 different settings. You can do like white light. You can do like a yellow light.
Does it have con setting as an option for you?
Yeah, that's pretty much what like the bright white is. And incredible. Okay. And then I also bought a document camera, so we're starting up the Twitch streaming.
Nice, excellent.
And then,
oh my gosh, you found your Wii? We're gonna play MLB Power Pros.
Yeah.
If you find a Wii, I think we have the 08 we have both versions. Or at least the
version. It's at my parents. I can, yeah. But
if not, we'll go and buy one.
I also bought this new game. It's Idols of Torment by Black Magic Craft. They're out of Canada.
Is that a role play or is that a mini?
It is a dark skirmish game. So it's actually miniature agnostic, but they do sell everything as an STL file.
Okay.
And it's pretty cool. Like you get gangs of I believe it's 8 miniatures, and then there's like lost souls wandering around that you reap, and that's how you win.
Okay.
But everyone pretty much has like similar stats, and all the forces are the exact same, like model count wise. So you have like 2 melee dudes, 2 range dudes, so on and so forth. I don't know. I was watching people paint it on Twitch, and I was like, that seems interesting, and so I bought it. I've got stuff printed up. I'm trying to get a table done so we can play it on Wednesday.
That, or we'll get it into Man Cave Studio and we'll throw it out there. Who knows?
Yeah. And then
see it.
We bought a couple new paint brushes. This is from Lethal Shadows.
Ooh.
So it's aluminum, I believe, and the tip is removable.
Oh.
So you can just change out the tip. And then the other cool part about it, also not a sponsor, but
to be honest, nothing that we're doing is sponsored.
Yeah, we don't have sponsors.
Not yet.
The butt end of it, it's got, I can't really see it on the camera, but it's got the different brush tip sizes. So
you could scroll them in and out?
Well, you can like this is a size 1, so you just put it at size 1, so like that's what's in the tip. But then you just so it's pretty cool. I was watching James Wapple paint with them, and he's an amazing painer. So
I'm not gonna lie, Grandmaster Al's got a bad influence on me right now. After the Masters checks, I'm just like, oh well, when the paintbrush is done, boom, there's your crack pipe for you. That's what I'm like. So that one's on Al right there, because it's just like, yep, done. Paintbrush done, boom, crack pipe.
And then a bunch of model assembly. I've been trying to take pictures, put them up on the Instagram for Brushel Sprout.
We'll throw some links down in the comments section there so people can see it.
Might be working on some Shiho wolves.
Ooh.
Again. And so I can't really see it on the camera, but I've added bowstrings to all of them.
Oh, is that Naboku?
Yeah, that was my least favorite model.
I love Naboku.
Well, I shouldn't say least. I don't like Gorak, but Yeah, he's
Cool.
bad. He could be good. I don't know. I just don't like Gorak. I don't like Nabucco either. But
how could you not like Gorak? I gotta hold on a second.
we'll see.
Oh my gosh!
I may or may not do anything with them. I haven't decided yet.
Just give Gorak a tiny sword now that he's got reach.
Well, I keep losing it, so.
How do you keep losing? It's all solid one piece.
Because I've drop kicked him across the basement like 4 or 5 times.
Oh, that'll do it.
That'll do it for sure.
Yeah, and then I've also, for Monument Hobbies, they're doing a repaint challenge. So I've got the Extreme Dire Troll Mauler that I'm repainting.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll get it done in time. I've only got 4 days? No, 2 days left.
You'll strip it. You'll strip it twice in between then, and then have it done.
Well, no, the whole point was to repaint a crappy paint job. So.
I know. So you'll restrip it again because you're going to be like, I don't like this.
Paint
it, and then you'll do it again.
Oh yeah,
you're not allowed to strip.
No, you can.
One can always strip.
So, I think that's it for the most part. I've got 3 armies for that Idols of Torment game.
Okay.
Printed up.
Okay.
So I just need to finish the process, cure them, wash them, all that
good stuff. Yeah, I'm hoping to, aside from just doing the Bushido that we've had, I'm hoping to do some more Moonstone because I know my Kickstarter should be coming soon.
Yeah, I've got plans for that for next year.
Your Drowned Earth Kickstarter, or?
Well, my Drowned Earth Kickstarter arrived. I have that. My Moonstone, which was a much larger buy, is they sent an update, and more of it's coming in. My guess it's going to ship probably in the next month or 2.
Okay.
Which is I think close to
originally they were targeting May, so
yeah, which is good.
Yeah.
Which is fine because I'm nowhere ready to paint that crap. Not that it's crap; it's just I'm not ready to paint. And then Leviathans, Lord knows when that's going to show up. I don't even know where the rumors. They said that if it didn't show up by Gen Con, that if the Kickstarter people didn't get their stuff around Gen Con, that they could give one of the guys from Catalyst grief about it. Bryn was like, "Oh, if it's not there, then then you give us grief about it." Well, I'm not going to Gen Con, but I've got proxies that are going to go and give them grief if I don't have it by then because I haven't heard boo on how production's going on it on any of their Kickstarter updates. So,
yeah, that's a couple of my Kickstarters as well, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's how it is. But let's talk about something better than Kickstarters. Let's talk about
Warhammer.
No, I'm not talking about Warhammer. Although I may or may not have bought a Wood Elf Blood Bowl team.
That was the other thing.
Why did you buy one? Did you have one like your originals?
I couldn't find it.
I know right where they're at.
I've hunted for days in my closet trying to find them. Trying to find that unhealthy lead.
Yeah, this is all Pirate Goblin Blood Bowl.
Nice. So yeah, we're probably going to start doing some 7s with some of the guys from the Wednesday night crew, which may turn into I may have a Wednesday night gaming group, a Thursday night gaming group, everyday gaming group. Who knows? We'll see how long the wife lets this happen. All right, so that's pretty much. We talked a lot about what we're doing hobby wise. Let's jump into what the episode is about, which is Grandmaster models. So for those of you that are not familiar with Bushido and one of the prizes that they offer at some of the tournaments, and this prize in particular is very treasured. It is only available at the Grandmasters tournament, of which I believe they have now put some structure on this on Grandmaster events. And I believe there are now only 5. One of them for all of North America, which includes Mexico, Canada, and the United States. And probably South America too, for all I know. But just the one. Now, our channel is extremely blessed, as you two are Grandmasters. I mean, I obviously would have won Grandmaster. I'd be the reigning consecutive Grandmaster had I played. But I run the tournament.
Anything other than Ito.
Again, you had a shot for it, but you decided to take you and Mark down in the same year.
Go down. If I'm not going to win, I'm taking my guy down with me. We're going to drop 5 places each.
Exactly.
The best way to lose is to take your enemy with you.
I tried that. It didn't work.
No, you tried.
I just lost.
I just lost. Well, he's playing Temple.
Temple.
So
auto win.
So
just
one of the prizes for the Grandmaster is they get to work with the people from GCT to create a new model for the range. Well, there he is.
Oh,
there he is.
That's Kenichi Gemu.
That's Kenichi Gemu. But so you get to create a new model for the range, of which both of you have one. And it's quite the process of doing it. And what I wanted to do was kind of, one, let's talk about the process of making the model, and more talk about the 2 models that you've made, because they are now currently available. One for Silver Moon, which is Jason's model, and one for Temple Rokan, which is Cody's model.
Another model for Temple Rokan.
We're gonna Temple Brokan. Yeah. So we're gonna go in reverse order, though. We're gonna have Jason, who is the most recent 2023 winner, go with his model, mainly because he may have some daddy duty to do. And then we'll talk with Grandmaster Cody about his. So I open this up to you. So Jason, I already blew it. You won the 2023 North American Grandmaster. So there, I've totally I got this whole thing scripted out, kind of an outline. I just screwed that up.
You just do the outline.
You're doing it too slow. I'm going to do it. So 2023 North American Grandmasters. You don't need to go in the blow by blow. I think we have an episode where you talk about how that all panned out.
Yeah.
But what was your inspiration for your model?
So I've always wanted, again, I always bitch that everybody's got these cool samurai. So I'm like, I wanted a gangster samurai. So that's where it started it from there. And then we watched a crap ton of Samurai Champloo, so that worked for the era, for the time framing for Bushido. Yeah. So that was a good inspiration there. And then I haven't played it, but I've always heard really cool things about the Yakuza 0 line of Sony games. Okay. You do a bunch of weird, cool stuff. I almost bought a couple of them because they were on PlayStation sale over the last 2 weeks. But the little bits I have seen with it, it's just like, oh yeah, I kind of want a badass like this dude. So I just, instead of the dude being able to beat someone to a bloody pulp, I just want him to have a sword. So
have a sword.
That was kind of where the inspiration from the model came with. And I mean, when you see the full artwork, I mean, a lot of people are like, oh yeah, I'm getting that Samurai Champloo vibe, which I'm like, that's perfectly fine. And I mean, I got to add the little important things that I wanted to, which is he's a laid back dude who's like, I don't give a fuck because I know I can kick your ass. And look, I'm even eating, which is the whole reason why it's like, I want him to have a yakitori stick in his mouth. It doesn't serve any purpose more than just, he doesn't care.
And I know we were talking with you're talking with the GCT people. They're sculpting the yakitori stick was supposed to be available for you to glue into its mouth, and they said no. This just.
I mean, I even told them it's like if you could pull that off, go for it. But having Fajin with his little his pipe. I mean, it's just a nightmare. So it's like at that point, it's just if anybody wants to do it, they just get a splinter and stick it in there. Or someone who has the modeling prowess could do it.
All you do is when you are cleaning up the model, you take your X-Acto knife and the little tab at the bottom of the base, you just a little sliver off of that.
Yeah, you could do that too. Yeah. So there are ways that people that have the hobby and prowess to do it can do it, but I knew from a production style wise that was going to be tough, which honestly, if that's the one thing that's missing, that's a lot better compared to that Ryu samurai model that's got this cool badass armor, and then the guy ships with long hair and he's bald and everyone's like, the hell is this guy?
Oh, I don't know that model.
It's the hair model.
It was the
Tanaka Tomu or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Where everybody was in a big outrage where it's like, oh well, the artwork and this and that was so cool. Then who the hell is this dude? And then they had to do the alternate sculpt for the retainers as a prize.
So glad I'm a retainer.
I got to become a retainer someday. We get all the good shit. Well, it's because you're the retainer for Chicago. They don't need a second retainer.
They do have a second retainer for Chicago. Brian's the other retainer.
Yeah,
got 2. They don't need 3 apparently.
Right, well,
it's like the privateer press.
Just give it up.
It's the privateer press.
Just give me your damn prizes.
Yeah, there we go.
Which you do more than enough. I just need to. So send me the miniature so that way I give it to Cody. So when he paints his and doesn't like it, that way I give him a clean one. That's all I need.
That's how it works.
I love it. Trust me. So we got your inspiration. So and you kind of touched on this, Jace. But what were you looking to have your model do? What kind of role does it fill in the Silver Moon faction? Because looking at it, and we'll run down the abilities here and whatnot real fast in a minute. But before we show the card, what were you thinking?
Anything that's not another support model. That was
not another support.
That was pretty much even what everybody told me.
I'm just gonna
not just a more like purely focused support model. The whole boards were like, whatever you do, like you do you, but like please don't like make an apparently obvious support model. And that was the first thing out of my mouth. It's like, I don't want it to be a support model. I want it to be like someone who can go. He's not going to go toe to toe with probably like the best samurai, which actually he could with his abilities. But I mean, he can hold himself up. He can hold himself up in a fight, but not be like he'd follow in that realm where it's like he can hit almost kind of like a Buto depending on what he's doing, but he's not. He just doesn't have the same power of like a Buto with the wounds and tough.
Right. Yeah, he definitely doesn't have that. So you wanted him to be a fighter type, but I would say his combination. He's a decent fighter. So let's share the screen here, and we'll. So he's kind of a fighter type. He definitely. While Jason's preoccupied here, I'll run through the card really quick. So he's. Go ahead.
Sorry. So
no, you're good.
So he is the first Kodai of the game, which that was, of course, me just like, oh, well, I don't know if I want to do another Shaite or whatever like that. And they wouldn't give me a samurai. So I was like, all right, well, I'll do the next best thing and I'll do this. So that's when I looked up just the Yakuza structure and how that hierarchy actually works. And it's like, oh, Kodai is the technically like the lieutenants that are more closer to the Obayan. So like the actual like family heads who control their sex. So that was
of course, that triggered a whole bunch of FBI reports and CIA things.
I cleared my search history fast enough.
Okay, that's good. That's important.
I was going to say that he's already on the list
for other things. That's we won't talk about that.
But part of the other thing, though, when doing the design process, GCC had asked me to like give him which one of the Gumis he wanted to go into. So personally, I've always had a soft spot for Iron Fist. I just haven't been able to get it to. Whenever I've wanted to take it to a competitive event, like a Grandmasters or anything like that, I've always had a hard time making it work in that way. So that was just more of like, again, I really, really like Iron Fist. I really, really want Iron Fist to be as cool as I think that it is. So that was just kind of why I was just like, I want him to be an Iron Fist Gumi. I don't care about the lore of the other ones. I just like Iron Fist. So that was why I stuck him there. So he's pretty standard for most of your Bushido troops. 3 speed, 3 melee, 4 speed, which he can boost, which that was a surprise because I was pretty sure in the design process that boost was supposed to be on his key stats. That way I could like identify those models that you need 3 key for. Now he just gets himself faster, which I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
1 second.
Yeah, no problem. And then he's got range 3. And then for his key, he's a 2/6 with sitting on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wounds.
Yep, 6 wounds.
Pretty basic. 17 rice costs. It's not bad.
It's a bargain for kind of what he does. So his katana, he's got sidestep 0, which is cool. Following that kind of unorthodox fighting style. Combo 1 and sweep 1, so he's got some options there. Having a combo attack model is awesome. I think in pre-testing it was 0, but he kind of got nailed with the Silver Moon tax because combo attack's just not very common in Silver Moon without having to either get a key feat for it or
spending
or you got to spend the die for it.
Sure.
Pocket sand.
His melee weapon does +1 damage.
+1. Sorry.
Yeah.
Right. Pocket sand, which is what I always just like to say whenever I'm using dirty fighting. Now I've actually made it into ability. So that's ammo 2 and lightweight, which it has the assault fire rules basically built into it. So before he makes a melee attack, he can actually do a range attack, and then instead of doing damage, he puts a blind marker on the opposing model.
So it's a range attack. So yeah, well, that's probably we'll talk about it again when we get to his unique effects. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
All right. So then,
and he can only use that twice, so it's ammo restricted, even though it looks like that the card didn't get that part filled in correctly. But he can only do that twice, though. Well, yeah, but they didn't have like little 2 orbs or whatever.
I think they're moving away from doing the little dots and just put ammo 2 down. I mean, they have a couple different ways of doing it.
That's also true. So
just
you can only
put 2
do
little bags of sand on the table and throw them at your opponent once.
I do it again. So yeah, he can't spam that ability and do that all game, which I mean that's that's reasonable. The abilities that he has Dodge 1, he's Fearless, and Feint 1, which those are both huge. I wasn't expecting to get both of those when I went through everything. Fortune, because he's Silver Moon. Jump Up, which that's a fun one, and that's very nice. And then he helps, and then this is one of the few ways that he actually helps his Shaite, is he's Leadership Shaite 1/6 to kind of help fill in the gap, which is another Silver Moon issue, which is we have a lot of 1 key models. If we want to take our normal mooks, this helps kind of deal with some of the fear aspects that come up and can actually be a legitimate issue for some Silver Moon models for doing anything or like going up against Cult or Oni.
Sure. And then he's got the 2 key feats. Let's do the not once per game one first, which is Ren. So I'm gonna flip to the back page on this guy. So you could see him.
So, of course, because I wanted him to be more of like that fighter instead of giving him something like dirty fighting, which would be just as good too. No, I wanted to make a point that's like, no, he swings hard. He doesn't. He's unorthodox in how he fights, but at the same time too, he still swings really, really hard. So that's why I was lucky that they were able to work in him getting Ren, so he'll get Brutal 1, and at least once per melee exchange if he's got the key for it.
Okay, that's good. And then the big thing,
his big unique feat, which Grandmaster Cody shaking his head against, but at the same time, you know how much worse it was before this.
Yeah.
Yes.
In the previous iteration.
This has been toned down.
So Jump 'em. So this model gains Commander Shaite XX. X is so I get to choose X friendly Shaite models within the pulse, and they gain a virtue token. Friendly Shaite model that are on the battlefield will also gain coordinated attack Shaite. The idea behind this is that no honorable gangster or thug fights realistically by themselves. They use all their friends and then they jump people at the same time.
They don't fight fair. Yeah, the jump 'em is X rice cost, active model, pulse in the size of the area is X. So depends on how much rice you want to dump into it.
No, it's how much key I want to dump into it.
What did I say? Rice. Key you want to dump into it. I know.
Yeah, so he can make the pulse pretty big to get those virtue tokens out.
Max at 6.
Yeah, but max at 6 because I think originally before he was a 2/8. That got pretty crazy, and that wasn't including what other things where it could do. Where they also I think got the coordinated attack, but then also if you were within the pulse instead of the virtue token, they just got +1 melee die. So you had basically a bunch of Supermen just running around and just beating up people.
Yeah, it would have been like a 45 rice model.
Yeah,
that's not a dragon.
That's not a dragon. It makes one rice Shaite mooks. Lords
like Kazu
2 dragons.
Yeah, makes them all into Kazu at that point. They have 5 dice. I could get to 5 dice with that. I'd have to try not to be at 5 dice.
Yeah,
with that.
But that's only one.
That's one per game. So
yeah. So it's not like he's going to be able to do it. So you're figuring it's probably going to drop what, turn 2, 3?
Yeah, something along those lines. I think with the new Kabuki box coming out there now and seeing some of those guys that are in there, it's leaving some very interesting options.
Will the Kabuki work in Iron Fist? Yes.
Yeah, because a lot of the 1,000 named models are Shaite. They're Kabuki Shaite. Excellent. So you can throw them in Iron Fist, which that's kind of the important thing with this guy is he, unfortunately, due to the testing and everything, and this was kind of more last minute on me even because I wasn't even aware of this until I looked at the card. He's locked into Iron Fist. So just with the rice and how good the model is, and even in testing it, I kind of proved that with being able to command like the Death Star of crossbowmen. Yeah, he can't be let out into the general. He can't be let out to play with others. He has to be locked into Iron Fist because having Wasapu +2 crossbowmen get command to shoot
to chain
activate, and then I mean, even if I max it at 6, we'll say that I did all 3 of them to go. That's 4 shots, and then if I still had enough Shaite, which with him you want to go Shaite heavy. I mean, then it's like, all right, cool. I got 3 other guys to go clean up what they didn't kill with whoever they shot.
Yeah. So
that's the only unfortunate part with it, but I think this does give Iron Fist a new dimension, and it makes him a very, very strong candidate for taking him outside of really a lot of people just being like, well, I'm just going to do a lot of Buto stuff and have some things to kind of support little things here and there.
Yeah, that definitely gives him, and he could still hold his own in combat. He has that rend, so he'll get the brutal 1 when he's active. It only costs 1 to do, so that's always nice. And then you mentioned the pocket sand, the unique effect for that. Doesn't deal damage, but during the model's activation, either before or after resolving any action, that's what's sweet. This model would make a range attack with pocket sand. This does not cause the model to lose an activation token. But you are the active model. You are going to be doing it, but you blind them and then you're coming in. And if I'm correct, if they're blind, they're going to be down 1.
Yep.
Do they become surprised when you hit them because they're blind?
No, unless if I got them in the back arc.
Yeah, unless you were going to normally surprise them. Okay.
Yeah. So,
but still, having them down 1 die is huge. Before you go in and make a hit on them, and God
forbid that I decide to maybe not go in with him. I could also, I wouldn't be able to jump him in between there, but I could do that the following activation. All of a sudden, I got a bunch of dudes just jumping on a person if I need to.
Yep. So that's always good. Because they'll stay blind until it goes away. So if he goes early, then you could just have the other Shite, just
you could pocket sand with jump them,
or
with the command.
Oh,
before or after any activation is command not an activation.
Yeah, and it's just an active. Jump 'em is active. Yeah, and jump 'em is just active, so you're still going to be able to hit with Kenichi, and then again the model's blind, so you're going to go in there.
So I could. I was the order where I was a little bit 50-50 on. So yeah, that'd be cool then. So yeah, I could pocket sand him, and then if I want to, I could just basically send everybody else to go beat up on a dude.
Yep, and then the cherry on top, the last thing on this model is he does have virtual effects.
Yeah, this was like a GCT, and I think this came from the playtesting group where it's like, well, he's cool what he does, but we want to. The suggestions were to give him a virtue effect because Shite and Iron Fist Gumi really can't benefit from the virtue token that's produced naturally. And Silver Moon is odd where it's like we have good support models, but for virtue effects, they're actually very locked. Like Oda's like you can only use your virtue effect on like Buto, Jumo, and monks. And then I think there's one other person that's like their effects work only on I think like urchins or something. So there's not a lot of use for the virtue token that comes out of the theme. So for his virtue effects, while Kenichi's on the field, Shite model that spend virtue tokens can either gain fearless until the current activation ends. That's huge. Because that deals again with Shite having to deal against fear models or dread or whatever it is. Like I don't care now. The other one is getting stun attack 0. That's really fun. And again, fills into his thing and fills into the little blurb that I made with him where all the Shite that go around with Kenichi, they really don't, they give as little fucks as he does, where it's just like, all right, well, I'm all good. I've been blessed to create as much havoc as I can. So having Shite being able to do a stun attack on somebody and kind of slow them down then for the next model to come through, that'd be even better.
Okay. Yep. So he gives quite a bit out. I'm pretty impressed with him. So that's the abilities. So the next question I have for both of you, which we'll start with you, Jace, is if you were to build a list with or around Kenichi Gemu, what would it be in? Or who would be this model's BFF in the range?
So he's locked into Iron Fist, so he's going in there. Looking at some of those models, I mean, if I want to get the most out of him, I'm trying. Really, any Shite is going to work with it. So I'm almost wanting to lean more to doing more of like a Shite like horde mob in Iron Fist Gumi than taking the Butos. Of course, I mean, I could always end up taking like one Buto just because it's like, why not? But otherwise, it's like, oh, you know what? I want to kind of go more towards this swarmy outlook of like, I got a ton of Shite Supermen. Honestly,
that's the new name.
The Shite Superman.
Yeah, that's going to be the new theme. He's going to get an errata just to add that.
So yeah, let's
I would think Akuto, honestly, the new guy who's coming out. He's a very interesting model that I think Kenichi and him are going to become good friends very quickly.
Okay.
Just because that with what that guy can do, if you pair up Akuto with just some normal mooks, like the normal 8-point nunchuck dudes, that's going to get really deadly really quickly, especially with how Akuto's key feats work, where he's just like, congratulations, I'm really going to kill this model very easily. So that's probably a good partner with him. Honestly, also, I think the nunchuck guys all of a sudden become even greater value for what they already are at 8 rice, because now I have 8-point mooks that have access to stun attack. I mean, they were already harassers as it was to begin with for what they do. Now all of a sudden where it's like, oh, I can throw stun attack on you, and you have to deal with this now.
Even Senpu.
Oh yeah, Senpu. I think becomes, he gets a lot of, he'll definitely appreciate the boost as well.
I almost feel like that. Like if you're gonna do Iron Fist, not to cut you off, but you're starting with Kenichi, Senpu, and the 2 nunchuck dudes. Yeah, and you're still only at like 35 rice. 17. It's more than that. I think it's like 48 or something, but
no, you're pretty close, because Kenichi 17, 27 for Senpu, and then 16 on top of there. So 42. So 4 models. So 4 models at that point for 42 rice, and that still leaves a lot of room. I take Akuto. Akuto's only 11. And so then I'm at 5 models, and I just broke 50.
Yeah.
So that's kind of gross right there. And then again, I could take some other support model if I want to, or I take a Buto, because then why not? Even though,
well, the trick is which Buto would you take?
Manu.
Yeah, Manu.
Well, Manu would. Could he do?
He won't be able to bodyguard. Right. Manu wouldn't bodyguard, but Manu gives me. He wouldn't be able to bodyguard him, because Manu's bodyguard is only for the Seki Komen and the Obayans. So he wouldn't be able to do that. But just being able to have access to throw, a solid access to throw, would be pretty nice, because then again, it's just causing more debuffs on my enemies to then just let, when I decide to do jump them or whatever I decide to do with my little Supermen, they're gonna start laying waste to a lot of things.
Yeah, and probably, and like you were saying, some of the I'm looking at some of the kabukis, like Arakan.
I think would do well with him too.
Twin Kama, so Pierce 1, Combo 0, Sidestep 1, Disguise 2.
I could pick the Fan Dancers too. Those would be those would be fun.
Vengeance against Ken, whenever Ken actually shows up.
I thought this was Ken.
Oh, performance
again.
He's supposed to be, but that was supposed to be kind of the joke. I also wanted to make Ken without being Ken, I guess. So I was like, I'm gonna be Kenichi. Nobody's called me out on that. It's like, really, you decided to be Ken Ichi instead of just doing Ken? What the hell?
Oh, well, when you win again, is your next model going to be Barbie?
Oh, that might be interesting. That was kind of what I was going to probably do if I had one with the roses.
Oh, that'd be pretty funny. That way you have Ken and Barbie.
Yeah, that'd be also pretty good too. But I was short on that one for winning with the roses.
Yeah, my bad.
That's all good. I mean, again, it was going to go one of 2 ways.
Yeah, I'm just kind of. Well, you could even get animals in there. You get Daifuke. Yep. Dafukaya, sorry.
Dafukaya would be, I mean, he's just an interest. I mean, Dafukaya is just there where it's just like, oh crap, I actually got to deal with like 2 reasonable Silver Moon fighters now. What the hell do I do? But they're also 6 wounds, so they're.
It sucks you can't take Joom in there, because Joom has the shuriken.
Joom would actually be a good benefit to.
You can't take him.
But you can't take him.
Yeah.
God forbid. They also had to lock out Brothers in Daka, because God forbid that him and Brothers in Daka were on the same board.
You can still take Cade in there too. I think Cade, with that, again, being able to move everybody up and then still being able to command, that kind of gets everybody into position. So that's nice.
Well, yeah, it helps. Cade, having Cade being in there would help centralize Kenichi to get to where he needs to. Plus, then I can also go free range with doing Fortune as much as I want. So there'll be plenty of.
Excuse me.
I like the options that he opens up, and I know whenever you were making lists, like you said earlier, you really liked Iron Fist, and a lot of times whenever you'd play test, it was always like, the list is really good, but literally if you just swap this model out for Wasapu and throw it in Traveling Show, it's like, S tier.
Yeah.
And I think that this model plus some of the other stuff, like you were saying, the new guy coming out, I think will help balance Iron Fist a little bit more.
I think it'll shoot it up more where people won't automatically. I mean, of course, with 1,000 names that just dropped. So, I mean, 1,000 names, we haven't played it yet, but just looking at all the fun stuff that can do, I mean, that's putting already pressure on Traveling Show for the primary contender. I think Kenichi being in here now is giving people more of like, hey, you know, I'm going to go to this Grandmasters event and, you know what, I'm going to try Iron Fist and it's not going to be an S tier, but I can get pretty damn close to replicating some of the things I can do off a Traveling Show, but I have a harder hitting list.
Yeah.
And also I have access to roses. And the roses actually benefit too from this because a lot of them are all shiny.
Yeah, I was also going to say, if you're looking for a Buto, maybe Llama.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that too.
I could take. No, I don't think I can take Llama.
He's not locked into the theme.
He's not locked in. He's Buto 3 moons, but that doesn't mean anything. They just
Llama. Buto. Sorry, I was thinking. The pirate one.
Companion. Oh, Lua.
For some reason. Yeah, no, Llama would be a good one to go in there for Iron Fist, but I'm just thinking about this now. All the roses, though, except for Misao and Haname, they're all Shite too, so they all benefit from either tying things up, which I know I don't want to always bring the roses in there, but on that off chance where it's like, crap, I got to get a rose in there to do something, being either to be fearless or, again, all of a sudden now it's like, oh, are they going to sidestep away like they normally do? Or is this rose going to stun attack me? And then that causes a huge ass issue because the roses are fast.
Well, it might also be another really good thing to take Satsuko in for the rose. Get the invigorate so that way you get another activation. You know.
Yeah, but then depending on your force composition, it's the typical Silver Moon. You got 40 rice of support models.
Well, no, I'm just saying the one. She still fights good. Well, she's a 2, so no, not as good as some of the others.
I would probably at that point. It's just, do I want to take Kate over Satsuko? So it's just who do I want my support piece to be? So do I want it to be Kate and let Kate do his thing, or do I want to change up and use Satsuko? Which Satsuko offers some interesting options there. So overall, I mean, as long as it's got Shite in there, I mean, he is pretty much the friend to all Shite, and it's definitely gearing towards being Iron Fist is a heavier Shite list than Buto list, which is fine because we have Yokozuna's Revenge for Buto.
I could actually almost see now that I'm looking at it, because I'll be honest, I haven't looked at the new Kabuki box. The fan dancers.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. I could take the 2 fan dancers. They will definitely appreciate some.
It's almost like they would almost be like his personal bodyguard, which I could see that totally being the case.
That could be a pretty epic display board for next year.
There you go.
So yeah, the fan dancers, I know that they can do a lot of stuff, and there's some things where it doesn't quite work out with them having group, but yeah, having the 2 of them and then them getting benefits from Kenichi. They're not major, but again, them in tandem with everything else that's coordinating and doing everything else, those fan dancers are going to start ripping shit apart faster than what they were kind of already doing. Yeah. Or at least locking a model down. It's like, no, now they'll kill that model and then they're going to go harass something else.
That sounds good. I was also looking again. I'm kind of flipping through. Tomo might also be fun in there, just as one decent support model in there, because you're gonna have all those Shite and just do a heal every once in a while for 7 rice. You got it hanging out. I mean,
it's not bad, but honestly, Tomo is better with the Buto. Taking that size challenge test because it's either or.
Yeah.
I mean, the benefit with that though is, like, we were talking. We had our 5 models at 50 whatever, 3 whatever. And then you add in Manu, you're 70 something. You add in Tomo, that's 80. You still have 20 rice, and you're at 7 models now?
Close. Yeah.
Yeah, it adds.
I mean, I think Tomo brings more to the table than the urchins. How's that?
Yeah, I wouldn't take the urchins with him.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
I wouldn't. I mean, the urchins could do some. Well, actually, I don't think the urchins are Shite. I think the urchins are just solely urchins. I know Fajin.
Yeah.
I thought that they were just solo
I've been flipping
urchins.
through.
It's,
I think there's
Shikoshi Kana is a Shite urchin, and the other one's Shite urchin.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good then.
But I mean, you can get up to 18 models now. So,
if you're going to be a true swarm army, be a true swarm army. Yeah, take the 2 Shite animal tamers. Take a whole bunch of weasels.
weasels, chickens, dogs. That's only like 20 rice right there, and that's 7 models.
And then one gorilla.
Yeah, not a bad choice.
So yeah, I think it's definitely, and just looking this over now, also all the Shy-Tay gain Bravery and Iron Fist. So yeah, this definitely solidifies having Silver Moon be like, hey, I'm not as worried about coming up against those bad matchups of fear against like Coulter or against the Oni or Savage Wave, where they're just going to fear me first. And it's like, either I can't do something or I'm fighting a die down because I'm usually losing that fear check.
Well, that's a nice thing too, because you can still do the fearless, but it almost pushes you more into using that stun attack.
That too.
I mean, I think you're going to probably end up using the fear. The fearless will come in handy against specific things, so it gives you some flexibility by having the stun of the fearless. Because one of the things that cripples or could really be a negative of the Shy-Tay is anything that generates fear, particularly Cult of Uri. And a Shy-Tay should stand fairly toe to toe with a Karai. Now, I'm not going to say the skeletons because skeletons are just dumb as.
Yeah.
But definitely with a Kurai, they should be able to stand pretty much toe to toe and do that. But the advantage that the Kurai have is that they generate fear, even if it's a low fear, but on a 1-die model, that's iffy. So now, he gives leadership 1, so they get a chance to go from their normal. I think most Kurai have a 4 or 5 for their fear check.
They're all 4, unless
they're most of them are 4s.
So you get a little better than a 50-50 when you're within the leadership range, or just ignore it, because why take the risk if I could get fearless? And I can't stun a Kurai or anything soulless. So
right.
Yeah. Oh wait, you can't. Or soulless is immune to stun too. I thought you were still able to be stunned. It's just the other stuff. I'd have to look at soulless real quick.
Yeah.
So they would still be affected by the stun marker, but because I'm getting a free virtue token every turn to get that initial contact in combat, then it's worth it.
Yeah,
to go fearless and then use stun attack. I know against the skeletons, like you were mentioning, those guys they won't.
Well,
they don't care about
they're immune to states because
it's immune, bleed, fright, and poison.
Okay, yeah, they're not immune to states like the skeletons. So the skeletons can be immune to everything, plus they can never be knocked down.
Yeah, the skeletons are I mean, they're really a really nasty matchup into Silver Moon, but just about any faction that's not really has easy access to either crit attack or combo.
But having the option to have fearless in a faction that really doesn't have it is kind of nice. So
absolutely,
all right, that's a good rundown on that. Very good. I like the model. I'm looking forward to seeing. I am not looking forward to seeing what you're going to actually cook up or put out there. That'll be interesting. It'll give a different way of playing it. Plus, and then the other thing everybody has to remember on top of I'm going to have all this. Then I'm not going to spend 7 points and get Tomo. Instead, I'm going to blow 7 points on insane Silver Moon events and crap. So that's kind of like the icing on the cake for that. All right.
Yeah, which I also have that too, which I get to make my own card for that, which one of my ideas might get shot down, but then I had a backup one because I've had like 4 of these things figured out since they told me I could make a card.
Now's your chance for June to make it so he has like a 1 or 2 rice upgrade where he can now be taking an Iron Fist.
Oh, maybe. Oh, that would actually have been a good idea. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
The idea I have right now is kind of more not like that at all, and probably going to get. What? Oh no! I still have the Cursed Knife of Furious George in my phone for the information on that.
I was going to say you do a piece of terrain that a secret cache where it's a secret stash where you go and then you if you're in base to base with it and no one else is in base to it, it's kind of like an objective. You could do a scenario action and then it goes away, but then you get to refill your ammo.
Oh, that would be pretty cool.
No.
No. I mean, Jung have something similar to it, don't they?
Yeah, and they don't have Wasapu.
Oh my gosh.
Well, Wasapu's got to blow. He's got to blow all that. He's got to blow all the ammo for
all the hookers.
Yeah, pretty much that.
The other way around.
Take party bus. That's what it should be. Shite party bus.
They didn't have
That's
buses
your new
back
theme.
then.
Along with the Shite Superman is the Shite party bus.
That's the new 16 Rice group activate Shite models, and then it's the Shite Superman.
And then here's the beautiful shots
That's
of
what our channel name should be
with
called.
Headley C's from Discord paint job. Beautiful paint job on that.
Yeah, he did a good job on that. I like it.
It's terrible. I'm just kidding. The paint job is beautiful.
You are so jealous.
It's Jason's model.
Just because it's my model. And I like that. I like that teal that he used. That's like, I haven't seen that type of teal before, but it's really, really nice.
So you mean the green?
Yeah, or the green teal.
Teal's a blue.
Eh.
I am jealous. I do love that color combination.
I love the tattoos and everything. The color combination's so nice on that. Yeah, it is very nice. All right. Well, going from Jason's model and his ideas on how he'd like to play his, Grandmaster Cody, you did have a model of your own. So, what was your and when did you win yours? See it now. I won't jump on that. When did you win yours?
I don't remember when was it. Just kidding. I think it was 2022.
Yes, it was 2020. If Jason was 2023, then yeah, yours was 2022.
Yeah.
Adepticon
2022.
We didn't have a South Dakota Grandmasters.
Right. True.
So yeah, we had the Adepticon. So yeah, 2022 you won. That was quite the that was the year of the bull, the Schlitz Malt Liquor Bull. But yeah, so you won yours, and yours took yours a little longer to make. But what first, before we get rolling into that, what was the inspiration for your model?
Well, so to start, I was originally going to make something like a villager monk, basically, because Taiki is one of my favorite models. So I was going to make like a mix between Taiki and Hiroto Drunken Master. And I was coming up with all these crazy mechanics, and it was dumb. Like, you would have needed 40 books just to figure out how to work this model. So I was like,
first
scratch that
card model.
Yeah.
You just made a Minotaur.
I was like, scratch that. And I was like, it'd be kind of fun to do like a Kung Fu Panda warband, basically. And I was like, we already have Kuma, which is essentially Po, not Master Po from Kung Fu Panda. So I was like, what else sounds cool? Praying Mantis, yeah, Monkey, we already got those.
Yeah,
I was like, Snow Leopard. No, Ito. Bad faction.
That Tigress.
I mean, honestly, the everybody knows that if it was going to join, it's Saburo.
Well, yeah.
Saburo shaves his hairpiece and becomes a master monk.
He's going to become a master monk.
Oh no, he's going to have like Super Saiyan hair.
Yeah, well, that's a given. Super Saiyan hair, and then he becomes a master monk.
Yeah. So I was going back and forth between like Tigress and then the Snow Leopard. I can't even remember his name right now. Yeah. And I was like, I think it'd be cool to do the Snow Leopard and have some interactions with Minimoto. Because I was thinking along the lines of like her training in a temple or training with Minimoto and kind of dealing with that weather and stuff. So she is a Snow Leopard.
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of where that thought process came from. And I sent some. I should have sent them in here just for the what I sent for artwork ideas, because it was like almost clip art style pictures where I was like, yeah, kind of like this outfit, but I like this head, and the artwork that I got back is the official artwork for the model. And I was just like, yeah, you guys blew me away on this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna. There we go.
The assignment.
Yeah, some more Headley paints here.
Yeah, so I did ask because it was a little masculine, and I wanted it to be a female model, not to be weird, but I was naming
it
a reason
for it.
My daughter, and her name is Charlotte Lynn, so that's where Master Charlyn comes from. I know I talked about that on previous podcasts, but just in case.
Dude, she's gonna become a bodybuilder, and they're gonna be like, "Damn, I made this model in your memoriam, and you're like fucking bulked out to high hell."
Yeah. So I was happy to see the final result being a little bit softer, but still that kind of aggressive, like ready to pounce look to it.
Yeah.
And Headley's paint job is just insane.
I am really, disappointed that they didn't include the tactical rock, but at the same time, I'm kind of glad they didn't.
It was a tactical rock. I believe it was a tactical branch, actually.
Oh, was it?
Oh, yeah. Geez.
Which would
because the artwork's really cool, but it's like if they included that tactical rock or the tactical branch, I've been like, oh crap, this is like one of the ninjas has that issue right now.
And so when I was designing and sending everything, I had put the weapon in, which we'll discuss, and it's actually, I believe it's Tiger Fist. And when they sent me back a couple options, they sent some options with some hand weapons, like little hand scythes and whatnot. I was like, oh man, that's so cool, but it kind of defeats the purpose of like using the claws essentially.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm super happy with how everything turned out, and I can't wait to get it on the table. Hopefully when Temple gets nerfed, so I don't feel bad about playing them.
Well, so let's roll into this a little bit.
Temple's nerf recently was just like we brought some things down in line, but they're still kick ass.
Oh yeah, the nerfs that were made, I think were warranted, but
they're just sacrifice nerfs. Like, oh look, we did something here, but we're not going to address the real underlying problem because that will force a next iteration, a new edition.
I'm glad it didn't go from here's a nerf made these models unplayable.
Oh yeah,
right.
So,
so you've kind of talked a little bit about what you were looking to have your model do, which was part of it was, hey, have a Kung Fu Panda theme, which was kind of neat. But what role did you want it to have to fill in the faction? I mean, Temple's one of the bigger ranges, so there's not a lot of holes to fill.
No, so
that's what she said. Woo!
Yeah, when I was talking, I was like, "Wait, I can make a Master Monk," and they're like, "Yeah." I was like, "Okay, cool." So it's definitely gonna be a Master Monk. This was before I even knew about the Masters theme, so didn't know about it. That didn't have any influence over this until later. At least the initial design.
Yeah, well, that's gone down the tube. So
don't worry about that. Then Cody's like, "Track that master stuff."
So basically, the list that I won with was Aiko, Taiki Nisuru, Kawano Rojin, Riku, and Yuki, and I don't know, some other crap in there. Oh, Suchiro and Kosuke. So I basically wanted her to fill that gap instead of having to actually swap models out between Kosuke and Suchiro. I wanted her to kind of be a combination of both.
Okay.
Have the staying power that Suchiro does, but also have that kind of surprise factor that Kosuke does with being able to do like 2 attacks or an attack and defense ability and whatnot. Just that like, oh crap, is he doing, what's he doing? So that was kind of the thought process.
Okay.
And yeah, I was hoping for like 19 to 22 rice.
Instead, let's
segue
into the next part. And you got 24.
For me, I was like at 15, and then they bumped me up to 17, even though I told them, like, I want something that's like between, I think, 18 or 19. So their pricing was like weird until like basically print, where it's like, oh, damn. So that's what I noticed.
There was quite a bit that I didn't have, which I'll get into. Like I only had 2 key feats originally when I sent everything in. There was some other changes, so like I wasn't wanting like this big over the top model. I literally just wanted to fill that gap and just keep playing my temple list.
Okay.
But I don't think that she's over or underpriced. I do think she's right where she should be.
Given what she brings to the table.
Yeah, we'll see. It could change.
If she didn't have one of her abilities, I think she'd be overpriced. But because she has it, it's like, okay, yeah, she's where she needs to be.
I agree. So, getting into it, she is Master Charlyn. She is a leopard, master, and Sohi. So not a monk. She can take prayer beads.
Okay.
So she's 25 rice. But she has 4 melee, 4 ranged, both boostable by 2, 5 speed base, which is huge. Unboostable though.
Doesn't matter. 5 speed, dude.
If it was boostable.
Yeah, I know. She'd be disgusting. And then she's 310 for key, boostable by 2, and she comes in with 7 wounds, which is nice.
Yeah,
she's tanky. That way, she's very tanky.
They did change the name of the weapon, so it's just Bujitsu. Originally, it was Tiger Fist. Yeah, which I'm fine with. But so it's +1 on the strength. It has bleed 1/1 and sharp 1, which is her using the claws versus punching.
Good.
Combo 0, push attack 0, and sidestep defense 0. Originally, I wanted Counter Strike, but you don't get everything you want.
I mean,
was that included or was that instead of like sidestep defense?
No, I had it included.
Oh,
yeah, no, it was going to be dumb. So I'm glad that it got removed because I don't like facing Counter Strike.
Nobody does. Nobody actively does.
But yeah, I just wanted something that put out status effects in Temple.
Okay.
Because they do have some random stuff, but nothing along the lines really of like the bleed and whatnot outside of like Ronin. Because
fire.
Yeah.
Well, they do fire.
Well, yeah, they do fire.
But not a whole lot. And
I just thought that it would be kind of interesting.
Yeah.
And then for abilities, she's got bravery, jump up, light-footed, lightning reflexes, parry 1 base, and then 6 sense. Like,
well, I mean,
masters.
It's Temple. So
yeah.
So, did have Kata on there.
A few ninjas.
They took Kata. Oh yeah, they did take it. They didn't have Kata on there.
Yeah, I had Kata on there, and then talking with Master Enos, we were going back and forth. He's like, well, so he don't really have Kata. I was like, I know, but I need it because I suck at this game. So
and then he remembered that he lost you, and he's like, you're right.
Yeah. He was my second round opponent when I won my Grandmaster tournament. So anyway, so I did have Kata, and then we were going back and forth, and I didn't have the feline swiftness key feat. I just had Warcry and Whiteout. And he's like, well, I tell you what. He's like, let's take Kata out and let's add this. And I read it and I was like, yeah, let's do that. It's good. So,
all right. So I've tossed it up there.
Yeah, feline swiftness is 3 key, active, personal, and this model gains Feint 2 until the end of the current activation.
So it's not Feint +2.
Right.
So you won't. It's not going to be Feint 3, but Feint 2.
She doesn't have Feint initial.
Yeah, she has parry.
No, she just has parry.
I'm thinking Kenichi.
Yeah, you're thinking Kenichi.
I think
I'm old and I've had a vodka. All right, that's the most alcohol I've had since Adepticon.
I think the original one too. I tried to have assassin on it.
I remember that too. It was like you got Feint. I think she had Feint +1 or something like that, and it was like assassin.
Yeah, it would have been dumb. So this is kind of what getting rid of that and Kata turned into Feint 2. I really like it. It gives it that cat and mouse kind of feel.
It's pricey for something for current activation though.
Yeah,
and Feint is a gamble.
Feint 2. It is a gamble, but I'll take that. Plus, she has parry built in, and she's already at 4 dice.
I mean, when you look at it from someone like Itsunagi, I mean, Itsunagi can get basically Feint 2, and his key feat costs 2 because Dakota Man is just add +1 Feint.
Right.
So it's basically the same math that you're doing. It's just different ability.
And Temple has so many ways to move key around. It's just
So
what is key?
Well, yeah, and she gets 3 the first turn. So
she gets 3.
And when you put the prayer beads on her, she's going to get key 4. So
yeah, exactly. So, not saying that that's needed, but I don't know. It'd be fun. I haven't tried it. No, those go on Master Akari. But anyway, so the second key feat is Warcry, 2 active personal. This model gains Fear 6 until the current activation is resolved. Again, I was just like, it's a leopard, kind of same thing with Kuma. You have this big model running in at you, like it's pretty scary.
Yeah.
And then Whiteout. This was my brainchild that was cleaned up quite a bit because I added way too many words. So it's 3. I think I actually had it as 2 separate key feats, and we put it in as 1, which made life easier. So it's 3 key active, and it's a 3-inch aura, and enemy models treat that aura as normal, obscuring, and large terrain. Okay. Models in the aura are in a blizzard, so those models gain cover and slow. So this is basically the same as the Minimoto blizzard, but only the 3-inch aura.
Right.
Now, she gets the added benefit of before or after this model's activation. If it is within a blizzard, you can place it within 1 inch of its current location.
Okay.
Yeah,
so,
rough.
Yeah, it was just kind of like this
Here's
cool little
2
idea.
Free inches to get into your zone.
Whatever the official lore will be, but trained with like the ice witches, learned how to manipulate the snow and whatnot and use it to her own benefit as camouflage, and that's why assassin got removed too.
That would do it.
So that one can be fun. And then as unique effects, she's got that she doesn't gain slow from blizzard.
Mm-hmm.
Again, nothing against Minimoto, but a snow leopard probably wouldn't gain slow from blizzard.
No. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, she still cannot run though. She just doesn't gain slow.
Okay.
Yeah, she doesn't get the full like bear effect.
Okay.
Because I'm pretty sure Blizzard specifically says that they can't run.
No, I think they just give them
maybe.
Slow. I'll find out. Hang on.
Yeah.
Keep rolling. I got it.
Yeah, I don't remember. It's been a while since I've read Blizzard. Anyways, and then she has the added virtue effect, which originally wasn't on here, but I kind of like it with the whole Blizzard thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's while this model is in play, friendly Sohi model, and when a friendly Sohi model spends a virtue token, you may choose the following effect. This model gains Camouflage 4.
Nice.
So, being able to put Camouflage out on things like Kuma, Kosuke, especially Kuma, even herself, because both herself and Kuma are medium. 40 million.
Okay, I was going to make sure they were that was correct because I didn't remember her base being. The picture.
No, that's a medium-sized base.
Yep.
That's medium-sized base. Again, my time to actually view the model at Adepticon was limited. It's the nice way to put it.
Yeah. So I do kind of like that just because it makes for interesting options, especially with Temple's ability to throw virtue tokens out.
Mm-hmm.
And just use them for different stuff. You're not always just spamming the void ability on Yakuza and
you're
Aiko.
still spamming that.
Well, yeah, I know, but if you're going up against like Thunder and Lightning, Camouflage 4 kind of prevents that.
Just to let you know, the Blizzard event and also on Hoshi Rinko, the key feat that she has during the first turn of the game, or in Hoshi Rinko's case, it's whenever she casts a spell. All models are in cover and gain slow. So
okay.
You're not slow, you can run. That's what was preventing you from running.
Yeah, I thought it specifically said no running, but I said, I haven't read it in a while, so.
Blizzard just gives you slow because I was looking at it too. So, yeah, she can run all day.
Yeah.
All day, every day.
Either way, even if she couldn't, she has lightning reflexes, so it balances that out for the melee, but, that was kind of just the thought process on that.
It's very nice having your own. Having the mobile cover is very nice.
Oh yeah,
if you're doing whiteout.
You can stand in front of like a cow and a Rojin, and
Oh look, now I can't hit it.
Exactly.
Yep. So, with that being said, if you were to build a list with or around Master Charlyn, what would be in it? Or who would be its BFF?
Aiko, because she's everybody's fucking BFF.
Yeah, so I pretty much just rebuilt my Adepticon list that I won with. Mostly just because that was the whole thought process, was adding her into that. So obviously prices changed on quite a bit of stuff, but to start, we have Master Charlyn, Aiko, a Kawano Rojin, a Koji's Pack, Taiki and Nizuru, Riku, and Yuki.
Okay.
And then I gave Yuki Paragon.
Okay.
So that comes out to the 100 rice.
Nice.
And I was going back and forth between just doing that or doing something with Master Yakuza, just because I think it'd be kind of interesting.
I honestly like the idea of doing the Kung Fu Panda kind of deal, but I don't know if they have enough Sohi out yet. And you're only going to get 4 because they're costs.
Yeah. It would almost be like Masters, just not as good.
Yeah, well,
and I could be wrong on that.
Could make a theme. You got a card coming.
No, I don't have a card for Temple.
His card's for Ryu.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
And they even told us in that chat we have enough Temple if you want to flesh out somewhere else.
We'll do something else.
Faction.
Yeah.
Pick Ito.
But yeah, so unfortunately, because there isn't really a good way to mix Sohi in without playing meme themes and stuff. Well, Sohi with monks and villagers and all that. It would have to be ordered for battle, which I hate.
Yeah. And now most big tournaments, not all tournaments, but most big tournaments are moving now to the two list format and no order for battle and no strategic deployment. So
yeah, I would just play themeless.
Which I think, again, Jason used to do that right out of the gate with themeless with Silver Moon, and I think it's doable with Temple.
Well, that was because I was just like, I really want to try this idea, and then it was just like, oh, well, I got to break theme. All right, whatever. Until it's like, oh man, I'm always breaking theme. Then again, just like Cody getting me into Silver Moon is Cody's fault. Well, can you absolutely live without this? Yeah, but I just want to do it. Then don't be stupid, okay? And started playing with themes.
I regret my choices.
Be stupid.
It was something along those lines.
Pretty much. But yeah, I'd give us something like that. I mean, I do think that she could fill a spot in a Masters list. I don't know what that spot is because I have never played that theme, and
it's changed so much now.
Yeah, I refuse to play it as a Temple player main. I just couldn't.
Did it make you feel dirty?
Yeah, kind of like playing the villagers list. Yeah,
look that way. After we did the little store pregame, I'm like, I'm waiting for somebody to.
Yeah, so I loved the villager trap spam, snare spam. Like, it was so much fun the first game.
The first game, because he was playing against Jason. No, I was
Jason was the second game. And actually, no, Jason was the last game. And by that point,
it was a different guy. Yeah,
I was just so worn out because, like, watching the energy and just the defeat wash over everyone's faces, I was just like, yeah, no, I don't like this anymore. You know, it was fun.
I don't know. You don't sound like Grandmaster material if you think that's the case.
Well, I will say in my original list, I did take 2 rope traps. And it was before the errata, so there was a couple games where I was able to snare or rope trap key models and prevent them from basically doing anything for the game. And it felt amazing.
Tears of pain are tasty.
Rope traps don't work too well on Oni.
No. Yeah, it's that
as they shouldn't.
or against super fast Ito figures.
So, yeah, I don't know.
All right,
I'm hoping we get with all of the Temple winners. I mean, whether they fill out Kung Fu Panda theme or go with some more foxes just because the kitsune models are beautiful. I don't really know what else.
Carl's the only one allowed to do that because he won with the damn kitsune.
And hopefully we'll have Carl on soon so we could pick his brain or at least influence him on what we want him to make.
But I would like to see some more villagers. Even villager monk combo, but
yeah, I think villagers are going to be the hard theme to fill? I mean, basically, your old villager theme either was around the guy who spam traps or was around the ox.
It was Ronin.
Yeah, because anything else, and it's like, well,
the biggest thing, at least personally, that I feel like villagers are missing is like essentially that beater model. I mean, they have Kato.
Their beater model is the damn bulls.
Well, they have the bulls, but they're missing like that, Kenichi Gemu of villagers.
Basically, someone who could fight and yet inspire them to fight without being a monk.
Yeah, and is not a support
yet?
model.
They have a village leader that kind of does some stuff, and
he's like 2-die melee and dies to a stiff breeze because he's 100 years old.
Yeah, because he's like Master Yakuza minus the being a master. And so he's just riding. He's just old. That's my power.
Not a bad model by any means, but
yeah, no. But
like if someone made like the villager Kenichi Gemu, I think that would really buff that theme.
Mm-hmm.
Even just locked into the villager theme.
Yeah, I think it would help a lot. All right, well, that gets us. So that covers our. That covers pretty much both of the masters. So hopefully that gives some insight. The only other thing we have left, honestly, is for Jason to get his Kenichi, you to get Master Charlyn painted, and then you guys battle it out on tape. Because I'm dying to see it. I'm almost willing to just have you guys be silent, and then me and Dr. Dice just do the voiceover on it.
We should just release 2 episodes.
2 episodes.
Yeah. It's literally the same battle. Like we only record it once, but you just remove our voices. You guys do the voiceover for the same battle report. Yeah.
That
might be a fun YouTube video just to test, because I know me and you have been talking about it, where like we treat it like like Sports Zone or whatever like that, where they just do the replay talk over with it, go by like those oversized padded suits and just treat it like that. That would be a fun video to just try to see how that would work with the viewership. If it's just like, oh, do you want to see like the in tactic between both of us, or basically treating it like Sports Zone?
Yeah, just do it like a Sports Center kind of deal. Well, we'll see what happens. We got time for that, and I know that would take some equipment upgrades and some more cameras.
It wouldn't take equipment upgrades. It would literally just take maybe like the green screen, and then again go into the Goodwill and go into buy those crappy suits.
It would take, find the yellow. If you've ever seen, if you're of the age of me and lived in the United States, the Wild World of Sports yellow blazer jackets that they used to wear, or if you ever saw I would be aging myself. You ever saw the movie Better Off Dead with John Cusack, which again was from the 80s. The people who used to street race against him were 2 Japanese gentlemen, and they learned they learned how to speak English watching Wide World of Sports and Howard Cosell. And so then they had the yellow blazers. That we'd have to have some kind of blazer like that. Or I just work on my my next Adepticon costume, which is going to be Captain Tennille's outfit from not Takashi's Castle, but Most Extreme Elimination Challenge.
Yeah.
That's but finding that jacket's been nigh impossible. I don't know how I'm ever going to find that, but I so want to do that. Get it on. That's. I may actually have to host another tournament just to do that catchphrase.
I would almost rather us dress up like the guys from Most Extreme Elimination Challenges.
I think that would be great. I still want to see it. I would prefer you guys dress up like Yu-Gi-Oh characters, like I wanted you to do that one year with the giant hair, the weird fancy outfits, and put your dual discs where you can have your cards on and battle each other there. So who knows? We may all this does is just make a crap ton of editing that I would have to do. So let's just nix all those ideas. All right, we're going well past what I wanted to do. So to wrap things up, both the models look fantastic. Both the models look really cool to do, to have in people's lists, and I think people are going to enjoy having them.
I know the Europeans are I don't want to say complaining.
I think
the Europeans are definitely like, or people that weren't able to get to Adepticon, like, oh, come on, like I kind of want the model, dude.
Kind of got the model out now. Well, they'll be coming soon.
Hopefully before next Adepticon, so we can play our models at next Adepticon.
I would think.
Because it was released at Adepticon, it would be, and it is
not
on the
release,
app,
though.
so
it's not general release.
That's
so it's up to the TO.
If I'm running the tournament, then yes. But who knows if I am? We'll just say that is still up in the air, but it's very unlikely. That may just be Josh's problem. Which then I'll encourage him to do it. So.
Right.
I'm pretty sure that they're gonna at some point, because I think they've shown like Al's model. I think Al's got his model at some point. It's just no one actually showed the card for his Minimoto model, at least.
His Minimoto was at Adepticon 2023.
Yeah, like you could see the model, but we just haven't seen the card or anything. So I mean,
same thing with the sheepdog from Temple that's coming down the pipeline.
It's like, all right, well, I figured that they were just at this point, because they have so many damn master models backed up, that they were just they have enough to just basically release like 6 or 7 of them in a wave and just be like, master model wave, and you're good to go.
I think that's usually what they've done in the past, was like a masters model wave.
Okay. Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, it might be coming up soon. Who knows? Hopefully, they just don't make it con exclusive the whole time. That would kind of stink. So.
No, I don't think they're con exclusive.
I think it's just more they just had it with them, and they're
like, mine and Jason's, because they're just so good, you know.
Well, they just had them with it. They just had them there, and they knew that we were both going to be there because we're
all right. So so wrapping things up a little further. What future projects, tournaments, and gaming plans do we all have, Mr. Grandmaster Cody? What's in your future? Will we ever see you at Wednesday Gaming?
Hopefully this week.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, this week or next, most likely. And then, I got to figure out what I'm going to do for Dragonfall in October for the Bushido tournament.
Oh, thank you for reminding me.
I have to gaming, Greg.
I will. Yeah, that's so. Of tournaments, of tournament conventions of note, I will be doing a Bushido tournament at Dragonfall again in Lake Geneva, Illinois. Lake Geneva, Wisconsin, October 6th. That's the Sunday. They should be putting the events up probably in the next week, because they asked me for a blurb about mine, and so thank you for reminding me. I'm going to have to write that up tomorrow or Tuesday.
Paste the Adepticon one, change a couple things. You're good to go.
No,
or the one that you did last year.
Yeah, I could do that, but we'll see what happens with that. So that's tournament, and then I may or may not try to run a little store tournament, because we are getting. I've been bouncing around the region doing a lot of demos. I know somebody wants me to go out to Grognard's in Batavia to do some demos there. We did some demos out at the dojo in Chicago, like not downtown Chicago, but Chicago proper, north side. So we were at the dojo. We were going to be up in Kenosha just this past weekend doing it, but that didn't work out because they had a major card tournament, and the store is not terribly large. But I'm getting around, and I'm doing a lot more demos because we had the big upsurge of players after this year's Adepticon, which is great.
Numbers on YouTube show it too. So thank you for all those people who have subscribed.
And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. give us that like button, because give us that like too, because you enjoyed this. And but the subscription, definitely subscribe, because that really does help us get out there, and maybe it'll get us sponsors in general.
And I can rub it in my sister's face, because she just still doesn't believe the nerd thing is
you're
like
old and you're nerds. You can't be popular. It's not a TikTok. That's okay. TikTok's going away.
At least in the US, possibly.
I don't even care. I just don't like TikTok.
I don't.
I don't even like Snapchat and all that. I don't even like Instagram, but that's the only way.
I don't like. Oh, don't say that. Your primary thing is Instagram.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So he doesn't enjoy using it. It's kind of like crack. I like crack, but I don't enjoy using it.
Sometimes it's like another job. I mean, if you're trying to like be an influencer or whatever, but
tell me about it.
Yeah, that's why I just show up to these when I feel like it.
I noticed.
I like the store.
I got to start taping at the store again, maybe.
Yeah,
It was so much easier during COVID when no one was there. So that's wrapping up. I mean, for me, again, it's demos. I got to get my butt in motion and paint a lot of things, from Cyberpunk to Bushido to Moonstone to Blood and Plunder. I got a lot to do. And then gaming. Then Dr. Dice wants me to do some tank games and some other things, so it's all kinds of crazy.
What's this tank game? I might be
it's the stupid Clash of Steel.
No. It's a different one that he Panzer Achtung. Something like that. Yeah. Yeah, he just picked that up, so he's putting that together. And then somebody else in our gaming circle, and then there's Blood Bowl that they want us to get into, and then someone was getting us into historical naval battles, which I've always had a soft spot for. So lots on my plate. Gen Con not on my plate.
Nope.
So yeah.
The only thing I have is Dragonfall. Maybe, depending on the timing of things, might do Mid-Michigan again if the wife allows it.
I might do. The trick is, if I go for just one day to do Dragonfall, just go up for the Sunday like I did last year, then I may do Wayfarer's Weekend down in St. Louis. If I go for the full weekend at Dragonfall, then I don't know if I'll be able to swing Wayfair Weekend. So,
yeah,
although I do have a room available. I could crash with Denny and the boys.
Yeah,
that'll be good.
So,
well, and I got to get off my ass and paint the Thousand Eyes box. That way we can get that on film. Otherwise, I just beat the first Spider-Man, and now I've started playing Spider-Man Miles Morales. So,
well, there you go.
That's
a life achievement.
I just got done with all the DLC that came with the original game, so I was like, oh, cool.
That's good. Well, I mean, I took a 2-month hiatus to play the 3-month hiatus playing Baldur's Gate and Rogue Trader, so I get that.
Those were like newer games that are worth it. The original Spider-Man, it was like the PlayStation 4, I think. Yeah. So it's been like, but I mean, I got it from PlayStation 5, so.
All right. Well, so that wraps up what we're doing. That wraps up talking about the Grandmaster's model. Hope everybody enjoyed that. Like I said earlier, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe. We do appreciate that. And give us the like. That lets us know that we're on the right track of doing things that you enjoy watching. And finally, just to repeat what we said at the beginning of the episode, if you are in the market for some Bushido figures and are having a hard time finding them, especially in the United States, go check out fireforgedminis.com. Michael there is currently offering 10% off if you put in the promo code GamingWithTheGuys10 or GwtG10. You'll get 10% off that order. So definitely check it. You got to go the other way around.
Yeah, I just realized like this.
Yeah. No, not like that. That's how I feel. But yeah, check that out. He's got a good collection of stuff there, and more importantly, if you're looking for some of the con exclusives, I know he has a few of those still left. So like some of the Imperial models, because I know I just picked up a Zhonghui there, and I know he has Kenichi. He's got a few of those left. Not too many though. So check him out. Good guy, and give him some support. All right, gentlemen. Well, thank you both so much for joining me tonight. And as I always like to say, to you and everybody else, have a great day or evening, wherever you may be. So long, everybody.